Wow. I really can't believe it. Esther Ford is a hunger expert. Let's continue our old journey. Not just break the rule of 2 day, but you can eat a 30-pound fish. He eats real grilled fish and wild cashews, living in better conditions than a vacation. This is the border between Colombia and Venezuela, where the Orinoco River is. Forest fire is slowly spreading across the savannah. This time the hunger expert has started a new challenge. Stafford went to a wild area, where there's no food or survival tools. I even forgot to bring my hair. I swear I'll live as if on vacation. With the flat land around me, there's only one big mountain ahead. Long experience in living, left in the forest. The higher you go, the farther you look. I decided to climb high, but I feel like something's wrong. A strange feeling that signals danger ahead. And then I found a snake hiding in the grass. This is a very dangerous snake in the wild. You have to be careful or you're in big trouble. After a day of moving, I feel very thirsty and worried. Worried about lack of water? However, a while later, I found a cactus. Use stones to separate and see that there is water inside. It tastes quite like cucumber. Content of boron hydrate. In this cactus, it's many times higher than beef. When it's dark, I didn't make camp and had to sleep on the ground. The next day, I woke up and noticed the weather was changing. Suddenly there was a light drizzle. I'm worried, because this can make the environment very humid, wet and cold, so he decided to go down to the foot of the mountain to find shelter. To the edge of the forest, breakfast still had nothing to eat. A moment later I saw a wild flower. I can't stand it. He ate the flowers and devoured them. After eating, it doesn't feel enough. He broke the tree and ate the body. But the taste is so unpleasant. Get out of this area. I noticed there was a sign of animals. Wild big. It may have existed for a while. To be safe, I decided to leave this place. Now with the wind, I noticed there was an unsafe area ahead. Follow the stream. I found a small river. The water is clearly visible at the bottom. Feeling tired and thirsty, he drank water from the stream and continued his journey. The deeper you go, the water gets drier and the job gets harder. After a long journey, I'm fascinated by the little fish along the river. This is a food that survivors can't afford to miss. I went to the beach and saw a wild fruit. Sweet and sour taste, rich in antioxidants. After eating, I'm going to collect 10 to carry. Then I realized it was time to set up camp. Standing by the river, looking down at the water, I thought about making a trap to catch fish. He stuck some branches in the ground and set up a trap. Keep doing your familiar job. Time goes by every minute. But after 6 hours, you haven't done half the work. I'm starting to find it hard. Because the workmanship is a little rusty. I saw it was dark. I knew I wouldn't make camp in time. BN, looking for dry wood and rotten wood nearby to build a sleeping place. I can't take it anymore. I hurriedly ate all the wild berries, 10 from the day before. Time has passed. The third day I woke up with a tired face. Fatigue attacked by pain throughout the body. No more strength. I decided to take a shower in the river to regain my strength. Come back! I'm going to fix the trap I made before. After a long struggle, I finally got the job done. Replacement wild berries for main meal. I hope that the animals around us, it won't ruin your plan. 2 hours later, I'm looking forward to checking the traps. But where you 7 hope for nothing caught, which makes you suspicious of setting up camp. The ground is just dry branches, and there's nowhere to hide. After a thought, I decided to go to the bigger stream. Looking up at the sky, I don't want to move when it's too sunny. Decided to wait until the temperature dropped. Finally, when the sun is about to set, I packed up and set off. Not only is the light better, but the air is also more pleasant. It's an ideal time to continue the journey. It was soon dark again. I don't have a map or a compass. Can only take the rocks as landmarks. You walk until you see nothing. This place may have wild animals, as dangerous as wild cats and snakes. I can't say I'm not afraid. But you keep on going. Find a place to camp. These actions remind me of myself 15 hours ago. Just rely on your instincts and take risks. I faced danger. However, it must be recognized that the ability to survive, yours has not declined. Until early Wednesday morning, I hear the rumbling from the stream. I can't resist the curiosity. I decided to come closer to find out. As he approached, he discovered that it was a river that I've been looking for. So he went back to experimenting with his fish trap. I learned from the previous 7 failures and improved the strategy. After a while, I found 2 wild berries that seemed very attractive, even though some say they can cause poisoning. But I'm not worried about that. Think of them as tools. Process continues to pass, and when testing the trap, I can't help but be glad to see the results. Finally, you can enjoy food from Lao fruit. My moves. And then he decided to start a fire and collect 10 sticks of dry wood. Take off the chun from the pants. They come together very quickly. Made a simple tool. You use all the frantic friction. We finally made a fire. When the fire broke out, I breathed a sigh of relief. Meanwhile, your traps have attracted a few wild fish. You skewered them on sticks and roasted them on fire. After only 5 minutes, the fragrance began to spread. I ate a delicious taste of crispy fish meat. Even bones and organs can be eaten. On the 5th day, I realized it was time to change strategy. Survive and start making tools. He used stones to break the fruit skin and take the meat inside, although it can cause permanent hair loss. But you're immune to this side effect. But I decided not to eat. Instead, you use the shell to make a storage tool. I realized that if you want to live a long life, just relying on wild fish is not enough. Looking for more food around, I found a medicine on the ground. I look up and see a miracle. This is an unexpected lucky opportunity. You pick a fruit and try to eat it. It's juicy and delicious. It tastes like a combination of papaya and watermelon. I took some more to the camp, baked them to enjoy. In the meantime, I kept looking around but nothing. Poor. He digs and catches a greasy earthworm. I'm not sure about the cleanliness though. But you eat it because it's so high in protein. He ate until he was satisfied and tried to build a sleeping tent. They say they wanted a good. You have to prepare well first. To increase construction efficiency, he broke a tree and found a stone, made into an ancient axe. After completion, you take out the test. With just a few cuts, cut down a big tree. You use a stake to build a trigonometric frame. Arrange the branches of the tree as beds. To soften, you covered a layer of leaves. It was late at night and I had a good night's sleep. The time has come Friday. I decided to completely break the current situation. In the morning, I eat medicine for breakfast. There were some strange sounds around the camp last night. I wake up to check and hope you can discover something precious. Then you check the trapping device and noticed water alone in the region is not enough to provide daily power supply. Finding food takes a long time. In times of hesitation, I figured out a way and had the drone look for it. Not far away, I found a great river. According to experience, wide river water, it could be home to large animals. Wake up early on Saturday to check the camera. Images appear to keep everyone awake. Immediately, an American panther appeared on the screen. Fortunately, the species has no habit of attacking humans. But not long after that, there's another leopard. Maybe because of the forest fire. You should temporarily change your habits, although not a direct threat, but you're on high alert. To not miss the opportunity, you bring the equipment, take pictures and go to the river to find animals. Take a few steps in the forest. I found a strange creature out in the sun. This is a species that lives in fresh water, very good at camouflage, but unfortunately it's a local protected species. Keep moving in, a sense of danger begins to appear, and as predicted, a small crocodile is hiding in the lagoon. Otherwise, the eye will be hard to detect. Go one more paragraph. He spotted a clear trace of a large fish. This is the perfect place to set a trap. The size is not small. You use a tree's branches as a frame. Put fish meat bait at the entrance. Create a complete trap. If the fish can't resist the temptation, it will fall into a trap with no way out. On the 8th day, I'm eager to go out and check the trap. Can we start the party mode? Composed or not? It all depends on this time. To a faraway place saw the trapped animal. Gentle approach. Quickly control it and press it to the ground through the head with a stick. The feeling of killing an animal still makes your hands shiver. Even if you are not afraid, it is just a lie. Bring the booty back to camp. I don't waste a thing. Divide the meat into 8 parts, even without ginger and garlic onions. Just grill over the fire until it's just ripe. After many days, we finally enjoyed a party. Monumental first piece. The taste is hard to describe. Fish meat mixed with chicken. Eat well. You use figs and crushed wild berries, mixed into pudding for dessert. If I had one more glass of fine wine. 1982. Life here is no different than heaven. Soon it was the 10th day. The time of parting has come. Look back at every moment in the camp. A sense of pride surges. In a modern society full of pressure and fuss, it's self-contained in the wilderness. It helps people expand their horizons. Training in independent thinking. After cleaning the area, he officially ended the challenge successfully. 3 years have passed. The expert's hunger tolerance skills not only did not decrease, but also increased. 80 hours without eating. I only live on a few bamboo shoots and fresh water. The last time I was hungry was last time. But this time he met an even more formidable opponent. Lin is not just a forest survival expert, but also a super marathon runner. Stafford knew that Lin came from Sichuan, unable to swallow saliva. When you know your opponent has experience climbing and surviving at high altitude. This challenge took place at the Festival Mountain in Taiwan, a place with dangerous terrain, return and scarce resources. The difficulty is no different than the Spartan arena. In the world of survival, they get to the starting point and get a local climbing guide. Ghost hidden gender Theo route. From the mountain in front, they had to go down 200 meters to get to the 70-kilometer mountain trail, then cross the mountain flag, lie 3,600 meters high and finish at the top of the festival. There were only clothes on him and a knife. When the referee signals, both of you are going down at breakneck speed. The terrain is nearly 60 degrees, avalanches and mountains rumbling, making the journey both dangerous and fascinating. It takes just a little bit to fall off the cliff. Notice the unfavorable terrain. The Lord decided to go further. There are many resources. Meanwhile, at climbing, follow the ravine towards the wild waterfall, the main water source on the road. Once they've identified a goal, they move quickly. I found some wild fruits that looked like grapes. Try not to be bitter. It's not toxic and I don't know if it's toxic. Eat a little and continue. Lucky to dig wild bamboo shoots. Not hesitate to take over the panda's food. Cool, crispy shoots, easy to eat, rich in energy. Help me to continue my journey with vigor, spirit and time. Crossing the terrain consumes a lot of calories and water. Fortunately, in the forest there are many moss and grass. First, you extract water from them and take small sips to maintain strength. After a full meal, I walked through the thick forest, through the obstacles to reach the foot of Kilai Mountain, the most challenging part of the journey. The boss softly heard the stream flowing from afar. When we got close, we found a fast-flowing stream. Immediately drink fresh water. It's sweeter than bottled water. As it gets dark, I found a natural cave, facing south. Spacious, just a layer of hay is enough to spend the night. It's halfway up the mountain building a fire. But the 20 kilometers journey, your day is now half slow, forcing you to think about speeding up tomorrow. The next morning, Ed wakes up using hot coal to puncture bamboo eyes, forming water tank. Make sure there is enough water on the journey. On the way, God accidentally found traces of fresh water. You're clever, using birch bark to make a water bag, by heating the sap and binding the pieces together. When you're done, you keep moving forward. Meanwhile, Es detects an area of pine trees. Dry helped me come up with the idea of building a torch by mixing pine nuts with leaves. With each torch burning for 15 minutes, you can move faster at night, packing enough quantity. And as we went forward, we found a plant called the base. It's known that this plant is as high in calories as celery. When chewing crispy, it's an ideal food source in the wild. This Leo is big and strong, very suitable for rope making. Spirit does not ignore any resources. What materials can be used? The higher up, the thinner the air. Every step is like walking on thin ice. A feeling of headache, fatigue, and hunger weighing down. When the night falls, Ed lit the fire, used pine nuts as heart, pine twigs as oil. Quickly build torches to move at night. While the spirit is sleeping, Ed moved forward, thanks to the experience of fighting years without keeping the rules. I walk from night to morning, looking at the sea of clouds halfway up the mountain, but the fog here is so thick. So far, I've fasted 55 hours without sleeping 36 hours. You have to cross the mountain in front of you. When you see the trees at the top of the mountain, he came up with the idea of using bamboo at the foot of the mountain, connected to the rope. Meanwhile, Lynn ran along the steep slopes, through loose blocks of rock and rough paths. Every step forward is risky. If you fall, you will regret 1,000 lives. Press fabrication bamboo ladder 10 meters long row. Each bamboo ring fits together, and then take the exo furnace wire and make it into a compound bow. It's time to take the important step. After 7 failures, you finally turn the tide, accompanied by familiar stuck sound. Slowly take the bamboo ladder up, step by step. Not expected. In the middle of the bamboo ladder, there's a creaking sound. It made me sweat cold on the spot, forced to bear static. Fortunately, I was safe at the top of the mountain. At night, he pitched his tent in the wilderness as a place of shelter. God has also found shelter. Light a fire and burn the ghost money outside. Brittle inside, richer in protein than regular food. On the 4th day, we both went down the mountain. The air is gradually improved. Make your feet faster. Suddenly there's a little rain, making the already treacherous terrain even more difficult. Corrugated Lynn slipped foot. Severe pain in the right arm. There were signs of dislocation due to the previous climb. With rich medical picnic experience, he uses a twig to fix his shoulder joint. Adopt strong and kneading technique, hand push the joint back. Even if it recovered somewhat, he used a shirt as a protective shield. Continue the journey. Just in time to worry about the water, the little rain that saved me. On Thursday, we both entered the sprint phase. Take off your clothes at the same time. Ed just put on his shorts and ran with all his strength left. After days without eating, endurance is pushed to the extreme. They finally arrived at the rendezvous point to meet their guide. When you hear good praise, Ed had a satisfied smile. The spirit arrived a few minutes later. Thank you all for following.